Hello, welcome back everybody. Apologize for the delay. We had some technical difficulties in getting one of our competitors set up with our racing client, but looks like everything's good to go. So welcome back everybody to the SpeedRunsLive Season 2 playoffs. We are in the top 8, and we are in the second of our 4 matches. And this one's going to be between StJoe versus Argick. So real quick to explain how this is going to work for those who are just joining in the middle. So we have this striking system that you see down below. So we have 9 games that are in the pool, and only 3 will be played in this best of 3 match. So our competitors will be striking out games that they do not want to play until we are down at 3. So without further ado, let's introduce our competitors, starting with StJoe. Let's get that player card up on screen. Yeah. Pony, what do you know about StJoe?
All right, so I think we all know a bit about Joe because he helped out with commentary last week. So thanks for that, by the way. But yeah, he's very good at Season 2, just like Ramses, of course. Joined every single race and was actually the top player in the season of the people who joined every race. Actually, yeah, I'm looking at this now, and he got more than 50 points in every race, so always finishing in the top half. Yep, not really a surprise, but he's really good. I know he has never raced, at least on SRL, before this season started, so he's new to racing and definitely kicking it off pretty well. And hopefully he'll join and learn more stuff after this. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see what his future holds. But yeah, good start, I would say. And he is against Argick, who is our 10th seed. Unfortunately, his opponent Kushis in the first round is not available to play him, so Argick did move on automatically, but he also joined almost every race. Not Quake. Some people failed on Quake, but that's how it goes. I love Quake. I always need to say I love Quake after I say something negative about it. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, he's a pretty experienced runner too. He races a lot of Sonic games, I believe, or just runs in general, I should say. And yeah, he's a big Sonic Mania guy. He's pretty high in the leaderboards in a few categories, so you can check out his stream if you want to see some Sonic stuff.
Cool.
Oh yeah, and he's from Scotland too, one of our last remaining European players.
International runners, yay! Yeah, we still have 1 to go.
I think we have 2 to go.
Oh, 2 to go, excuse me.
No spoils. We'll get there.
No spoils. All right, so without further ado, I think you've all been waiting patiently enough, so let's just get right into our bands. We're going to let them go. So it's going to be our high seed, StJoe, picking first. And then we're going to proceed after that with Argick taking the next 2. And we'll go from there.
Joe banned Remedy made me sad.
So yeah, right off the bat, StJoe banning Remedy is his first. Interesting call, but...
Yeah, that leaves, I think, only 1 more match where I could potentially see Remedy, because I don't think anyone's going to let Pika take it.
All right, so Argick is deciding to ban Ninja 5-0 and Super Mario Bros. 1.
There's 3 bans left.
And then Joe's going to be next.
Out goes Rocket Knight.
I feel like StJoe just has a lot of flexibility with this versus Argick is
so
like he's very set on his bans.
We're either gonna see Quake or Mega Man 3.
Oh my goodness, what are we gonna
get?
This is
gonna be good.
Surprised that StJoe is banning Chameleon Twist. That was one of his best performing games of the season.
Oh my god.
Oh, he banned Kirby. I tried to get the read and I tried to ban Quake on the image, but I failed.
So with Kirby ban, we're gonna get. This is an interesting pull. We have Wipeout, to no one's surprise, Mega Man 3, and Quake.
Quake.
That is definitely a interesting pull. So be curious to see what happens. I think Alpha's ready for Quake.
Yeah, I watched a video.
I'm very surprised because that was the one that Argick didn't join a race of. Maybe he just learned it and he couldn't race that week.
Yeah, Joe's gonna pick a game now.
And we'll see what we're starting with here.
I guess we're having another instance where potentially somebody just been dirty practicing.
Oh my god.
We're getting right into it.
Joe doesn't care. He's picking Quake.
He promised we'd see some Quake.
He did. You're right. He definitely did.
He knew. He knew. He knew exactly what his opponent was going to do.
He gave us a little smiley face when he picked Quake because he knows.
He knows we're ready for it. I'm ready. Quake is fun. There's a lot to do, and you're mostly just moving fast and having really good movement and dodging enemies, I learned. With just a couple rocket jumps, grenade jumps, all sorts of jumps.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe it'd be like a game 3 surprise, but no, we're just gonna go straight into it. I like it. Let's just go right into it, see what happens.
Wipeouts are game 3 surprise.
Maybe.
Is that really a surprise?
I'm always down for closing with Wipeout.
Yeah. Established communications. Oh, wait. Too fast, you shoot things. There are explosions. Explosions make you go fast.
That's all you need to know.
That's pretty much the entire speed game, right there.
Oh yeah.
There's just a lot in clean movement. When I was watching the guide for this in particular, there was about a 3-minute section where person who made it, Deadbeat, I believe the name is. Looked at that right. Yeah, Deadbeat. There was a section in Unit 5 where he just said, and then you just did this and did about a 2-minute section of just really clean movement and rocket jumps, as if that was just very obvious. So it's just a lot of very execution heavy game, and a lot of remembering of which way to go, very mazy. And a lot of people probably don't have, especially since we had such a short time to learn it, might not know any of the backups through the stages if they accidentally forget something. So they start out with the pistol, or the blaster. It's good at luring enemies and setting themselves up for a couple of jumps. They jump off the canister to skip the first area, and
I think already taking a reset, is that correct?
Yeah, it looked like it.
It's interesting. Or maybe not.
Because he was trying to do a canister jump up there, and I guess that's just how he knows how to do it.
Okay. So there are quick saves and quick loads for those not familiar with Quake 2. It allows you to just restart where you were real quick. That is allowed in the rules of the game.
Yeah. And one of the reasons they actually run on Quake 2 Pro is because the saves and loads are faster. So if you go faster.
You're ready to go. Listen to these knowledge bombs by Alpha.
Yeah. Yeah. I listened to that video. That was like 50 minutes, and so Joe jumped over. Oh no, he walked back into the death laser. So your goal is to jump over that guy and then kill him. So you do whatever it is, the trigger over there first, and then you kill that guy, and then he drops the laser barrier. But Joe accidentally walked back into the laser, so that cut his lead down quite a bit. As we just got a lot of strafe jumps, strafing, and you jump and you just kind of whip yourself around really quickly. It's a lot of getting around. You can, I think, do a double jump off of one of those guys and just go quicker. So this room, you're just pulling a switch and you're just going all the way around, and it looks like you could probably just jump through the little hole to skip that, but there's apparently a clip plane there, so it won't let you do that. So, Joe picks up a quad damage and just exits that part of the stage. And this one, this area, they're gonna do a little bit of a skip, maybe. This little guy's on. There's a shotgun down there that he needs, and he wants to kind of get on that guy, and he jumps off of him just to skip an elevator. And the shotgun is gonna be one of the most useful weapons in the game. It's gonna let you shoot enemy. Like it does really good damage. It also moves enemies when you shoot them. But I'm gonna shut up because we're starting with one of the first grenade jumps. So you're gonna toss a grenade, which Joe just completely missed the box. He wants to hit the box, and then he's gonna switch to his blaster, fire 3 times because that about sets you up for the right timing. and then you're gonna jump with the grenade exploding, and you're gonna make it up there, skipping a whole bunch of that section. As Argick is approaching that, let's see if he gets it. And oh, just oh, and he put.
That's an interesting quick save, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really. I think he has it early, and I think it's causing his weapon to switch sooner.
Yeah, this is he's
Fail,
really
fail.
okay.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing it too late. Yeah.
Okay. Well, did he throw another grenade there? I'm not sure.
He did.
So.
He did.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's fine. Grenade jumps are some of the hardest in the game because they're really timing based, but conveniently 3 blaster shots are.
I love
really
how
good.
simple that reference is. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, and Joe getting another really tricky grenade jump first try. It's nice. As did he have quad damage or wasn't? Because his gun was blue, and I don't know if that's quad damage active. Gets another jump. He's getting these grenade jumps. Only the first one. This part's a little bit tricky. There's another tough grenade jump here. His health isn't doing super great. So we'll see if he takes anything safer, but he's approaching the end of this section. He has to kill that guy, otherwise he kind of just sits around and trolls. And then this thing comes down and blows up this wall, and if he went through this area as fast as possible, when he enters the next little section, I believe he'll see a red box. I don't think he's got it, or that might be the next level. I might be mixing things up. Nope, this is definitely it, because he drops a bunch of ammunition to jam that door from reclosing. So he doesn't have to wait for anything. It's a little bit tricky. He's having some troubles here. This is giving Argick time to catch up.
Argick's also struggling with his jump right now.
Yep, they're
tight.
Joe successfully jams the door, gets through.
Does Argick need to like bunny hop this to get more momentum?
I think you do need a strafe jump right there.
Oh, I got it.
He
All right.
did make it. They're a bit finicky to get. And yeah, Joe obviously taking a little bit more time than he should to not see the red box at the end of the stage. But yeah, Quake. This is a really fun game. I really like these games, so I don't know why I didn't bother to try to. I know why I couldn't make it for the race, but I don't know why I didn't try to really brush up more heavily on this game.
It's definitely a very different skill set that this game has. I think that's why we saw more people not join this game than most other races, and kind of vice versa. This kind of had a lot more unique entrants, and it's different to apply the way you approach all the other games.
Yeah,
than it is to this game. It's a very different mindset you need. You really just need to remember where you're going to. It's also a hard part.
Yeah, and it requires a lot of different types of dexterity, I guess, with the mouse. So a lot of your movements in this game are really precise. StJoe gets some good strafe jumps. You can also get like speed boost jumps up ramps, which goes fast. Joe picks up 2 quad damages. He'll need them for some quad damage boosts later. He's following the guy. They're also bound to his invulnerability because you never are using one and don't want to use the other for the entire run. As he's trying to get a canister boost right there. He wants to kind of jump a little bit over it and then hit it. Your shotgun has a big spread. He gets it that time. So you'll hit it like even if it's at your feet. And just moving forward. So he activates quad damage and shoots that guy down. I believe you can just shoot that guy out of the way with the shotgun and run past him, but he can get in the way and be a pain in the neck. And you shoot the guy down off the cross, grab keycard, and then you just kind of head back. to the area. You're doing some backtracking. But that was one of the interesting parts of this game, is that the units are all, even though they are clearly loading in a new section, they're all interconnected that way. Unlike, say, Doom, where every level, if it loads, you're done. It's, Argick's picking up the chain gun, or not, sorry, Joe's picking up the chain gun. And that's gonna be his boss melter, and I guess like trash mouth killer for the run. Does a lot of damage with quad damage on. Just really tears through bosses. As we have just a lot of avoiding enemies right now. Yeah, chain gun just ripping everything apart. It's a nice weapon.
Would you say that's one of the most powerful weapons in this game?
Yeah. It's definitely the best. It does damage the most rapidly, so it's really good at just tearing through everything.
All these tight corridors can be pretty tricky to maneuver through when there are enemies just covering all the entire ground. In these narrow sections. But yeah, the chain gun definitely helps pretty substantially.
Yeah, it's actually like while they want to be like strafe jumping all the time because of all these tight corridors and the fact that there's just enemies everywhere, it's really hard to just keep doing it all the time. But it's really fast, so they want to try and get it in whenever they can. As so they have this pyramid, and let's see if Joe. Okay, so Joe lands on this guy, and by having that platform beneath it hit that enemy, it'll force the platform to go down. You can jump straight down and just kind of get in there as fast as possible, but it's really tight, so it's a lot safer just to land on the enemy and just kind of get it down. So he's activated quad damage. He's got to kill these 2 tank guys. And then there's like this cutscene that kind of takes forever to play. So he's just going to go grab all the drops, and then he's going to stop at this wall back here. And that's the first one to explode, and then quad damage and the chain gun is going to make this boss just stop existing immediately. He's already dead. And then you just fall down this hole, and you're done. you get a little bit of a platforming section left, but stage is done. It's really nice.
A question in the chat about why Joe has his gun out, and I know this one. I'm gonna save the day.
All right, do it, buddy.
All right, so it doesn't really matter too much. It's kind of just a preference whether you want the gun, disable it, choose to. If you do have it on, and you either have it right-handed or left-handed, it kind of affects how you move when you just do rocket jumps and whatnot. You might need to aim on the ground or off the wall or wherever you're bouncing off of at just a slight different angle, kind of depending on whether you have the animation, or not the animation, but the gun showing in either hand. So there are like 3 different options in a way regarding how you move based on how you shoot the ground or the wall with a rocket, and people seem to generally prefer not showing it, so you have a straight angle instead of an off-center angle. But again, it's all preference. So I guess Joe's just used to having the gun on.
Yeah. So while that happened, Joe did one of the first quad damage rocket jumps. So the knockback from the rockets depends on how much damage you're doing. And if you have quad damage, you can go really high when you have quad damage rocket jumps. And I believe earlier he picked up the power armor or power shield. Oh, just missing. So there's a jump, and he's stuck on a lip. He might be able to recover that. That was nice. So there's a really tight jump to skip an elevator cycle. That you can just go and jump straight into the area that you need to go to, and just not have to deal with the elevator at all. If you do it like too quickly, you'll like hit the lip and then just fall into the lava. He landed on a little like ledge that's right below the door and was able to rocket jump back up. Puts his health lower than he probably wants it, but it's much better. As it looks like Argick is not doing so great. Gets the boss, falls down. Boss got a little bit away from him, but his quad damage is off already, so I wonder if he activated it at the wrong time or just forgot to activate it. Joe is making real quick work of this unit so far. As he grabs the invulnerability, which is going to be used to the next section. At least I think that was the invul. Probably invuln. When he goes over here, he activates this drill. He really doesn't want to be next to that laser or touch that laser. Lasers are bad and hurt. Yeah, Joe took a ton of damage. You saw he got hit by the laser and took. He was down to 14 health from his 81. So he just reloaded that save. If you jump through that room in a specific manner, you'll skip the drill even firing. As Joe activates his quad damage and his invulnerability. He's got a tricky section that he wants to make it through, and these lasers do a lot of damage. They're going to be helping him kind of opening up doors and whatnot. So this laser's going to fire. Second. Gets through there. There's 4 seconds left. He's flashing all sorts of colors. And dies horribly. Oh no.
Oh no.
This is... Okay, there he goes. Gets through there without dying. I was worried he was going to be stuck there as Argick misses the jump. He lands on the same lip. Rocket jumps to recover. That's good. He's in a much healthier position than Joe was when Joe was there. Oh, and Joe taking the swag exit there by just hitting the exit trigger and then jumping out of the elevator. I like it. Picking up more quad damage, shooting things with the shotgun. Shotgun's just a great weapon overall because you don't have to kill things, you can just push them out of the way. So these lasers
probably the most versatile one.
You're supposed to like crouch through them, but it's really tight to get through. As I think Joe is there was just like this lead that got built up in the beginning, and I think it's been fairly constant. Not a lot of difference in how big the lead has been.
How far do you think Argick is behind right now? Because it's not too bad.
About a minute or two. It's maybe a minute and a half.
Okay.
Yeah,
still a lot that can go wrong for sure.
Yeah.
Mostly remembering where to go, but a lot of tricky jumps and whatnot that could give him some issues.
Joe could have a really bad bony room.
That's true, he could.
Yeah. Which is a really hard room, and it's named the Boney room because it's the room that Boney can remember what happens in. We'll have Boney explain what's going on.
Never been so honored to have
Joe
a room
did
named
miss
after
the
me.
cycle, but just waited rather than dying 100 times to falling into that pit, which is, you know, sometimes you're just trying to do it fast and you just don't feel good if you don't get those jumps. So you just keep doing it over and over again, even though it would have been way faster if you just waited. As Argick walks into a death laser, doesn't want that. I guess his invuln ran out at a bad time. He did not have it for that area. As this is mostly just, there's like a billion enemies that Joe just wants to not run into, and they're all here. He's gonna grab that data disk, rocket jump back up. Oh, misses the rocket jump. Can try again. This is... Oh, there he goes. Oh, that was really good. He jumped over every enemy. Gets the second rocket jump. This is running past everything.
Joe seems to have really good control over his rocket jumps.
Yeah. I mean, usually like, cause they are, okay, so, there's the reactor. They're gonna do a reactor skip. They're gonna do a grenade rocket jump, which they'll go up high enough to hit a trigger in that wall there in the ceiling that, opens that door. That's the safe way to do it, is to just go over there, because there is on top of the reactor, that pillar in the middle is a kill plane, so if you touch it, you die, and that's no good. So he just opts to take the elevator, taking it safe. Activates quad damage because he throws a grenade, and it's a fun boss. and it's dead. I don't even think it shot anything. It's gone. Bosses in this game just don't exist.
Well, if they don't exist, then you can be able to shoot them down.
Yeah, well, you're really just shooting into the air, and then there's an explosion. There was nothing there the entire time.
Okay.
They'd never know. As he exits the level, there's a bunch of explosions on your screen. His brightness setting is really low, so it's hard to see some of the details. It's just like there was darkness and explosions. Okay, so this room is just a lot of execution and moving around with your shotgun, being careful. This is the jails, I believe. Or that was earlier. I've forgotten where I am, but I know what they're doing. They're going around just pushing in a bunch of discs that are like all over the place.
That's the important thing.
Yeah. As I believe there are some grenade jumps they can do in this area to save some time. Don't know if he's gonna go for them because they're kind of tricky and they lower your health, and you might just want to keep your health high. But this area that Joe's in just has the weirdest sounds going on. Oh, they're in the lab. That's it. They're in the lab. And they're just the absolute weirdest sounds. So this is a sliding platform. You just kind of slide around on it. So it's a bit finicky to do. He's just jumping over enemies and on their heads. They have hitboxes that don't hurt you. Okay, so he's going for the one grenade jump, grenade rocket. That was really good. That was really clean. It's a switch that I couldn't see because it's really dark. And is tried to rocket jump to save a little bit of time, but there was one of these dog-looking enemies up there. Did not let him through. And he's getting all sorts of body blocked. As let's see, Argick is moving. He's heading up to this rocket jump back that Joe did maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago. Just yeah, and he's not even opting to take the rocket jump. He's grabbing a safety armor and then just kind of heading around all these enemies that Joe just jumped over. He's having to deal with as he's heading into the lab area. As Joe is heading into
oh, we're getting there.
Yeah,
we're getting close.
We're almost there. We're almost to the bony room. He does miss the first cycle for this, which is really nice. You get really quick.
Oh, he messed it up.
Yeah,
unforgivable.
You can't mess up the bony room.
Yeah, so why don't you explain the bony room?
Alright, so he's trying to shoot over there and hit the thing, and then he goes back.
Well done.
Well done.
Alright.
What happens if you don't shoot the thing correctly?
You gotta reload, and then you do it again.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hopefully you don't mess it up again. But he did it. He did it pretty quick, so I'm satisfied.
Yeah. He took the elevator for safety instead of doing like a crazy rocket jump. You can just do that room in like 4 jumps total, but when he's going for the lineup strategy right there for the quad rocket jump, you can, because the water is conveniently deep there, just kind of set yourself at the top of the water and fire a rocket down so it's not there, but the lineup for that is a little bit slower than if you just YOLO it on the platform, so platform's faster. Or at least that's what I was led to understand. He gets up the, so he does a rocket jump up here to shoot out 2 switches and just completely ignore half the stage or something like that. He's just not gonna on to hit those switches to go through this door. He's just gonna skirt right through. Gets another rocket jump. This is going really cleanly. He's definitely, seems like his, he had some shakiness at the start, but it's definitely been really clean for the back half of this. He hasn't messed up many tricks. as interesting. So Argick is going for a regular grenade, rocket jump to hit the trigger for this. I don't know if that is high enough. He's trying to hit the thing that will let him enter. The stage is called Big Gun. I know that because if you press that door, it'll say access denied to Big Gun. I could have sworn he got it that time. Argick is having some trouble triggering this. This is not going so well for Argick. So Joe's just waiting for some doors to open.
Does he just not have any more rockets, or what's the deal?
I think he doesn't have any more grenade, but the door isn't opening, and his other option is to do the reactor, and that's slow.
Okay.
Okay, but he gets it that time.
Okay, he got it.
There we go. I don't know what the time differences are, so... Joe's moving along. Guy kind of gets in his way a little bit. So there's two ways to do this area. Looks like, if I'm remembering that right, looks like, yeah, Joe is doing the mostly intended route that he's just gonna skip over some stuff with a rocket jump coming up. It's a quick little rocket jump there just to gain some speed. And it doesn't aggro as many enemies, so he has less to deal with than if he did a rocket jump at the start to get up on top of something, and it becomes kind of a pain. As he's going to use his chain gun to, again, just kind of tear through some of the small corridor things with a lot of stuff going on. He's going back to a shotgun. Argick is definitely behind by quite a bit, and based on how thinly Joe has been playing, I don't see too much more, because Joe is really getting close to the end. There's not a lot more left for him to do. Because eventually this just turns into you're going to equip the chain gun, and then that's what you're doing for the rest of the game. So he's getting blocked up by some enemies. Kind of wants to shoot these guys. They can sort of get underneath the elevator for his grenade rocket jump that he's trying to do here. Doesn't get it, but the elevator goes up at the same time, so it's not too big of a deal, but it does save some time. He's picking up some more quad damage that he's going to need. And there isn't too much to talk about for the rest of this run. It's just a lot of running and shooting. Yeah.
Running, jumping, and shooting.
On that note, I was just thinking about it's interesting to see how much faster they start moving just over the course of one run. You can see, like, you can feel the rust the first few minutes of the run, and then by the end of it, you can just see how much faster they're moving. Kind of get more familiar with bunny hopping and just general mechanics.
Yeah, Joe's definitely started picking up a lot of speed as he misses his quad rocket jump. Just got to get up there. That platform, not having a good time here, but he's got time to kill. Just waiting for another elevator. Picks up some more power armor. And kills himself with a quad rocket jump.
Oh no.
I think he forgot to activate his armor because he was out of it. Or yeah, he's just waiting for the elevator this time. So that power armor takes way less damage. But using the rocket as actual combat, as Argick is having some troubles where he is.
Argick was just getting surrounded by enemies there for a while. It's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, the lab is just to quote Deadbeat, where everything can and will go wrong. Just because there's a lot of enemies that are moving about, and everything seems to just be going wrong for Argick. Joe is mashing that exit button.
It's a hard game, but Argick is about to do something very cool.
Yeah, what's that, Boney?
He's gonna ride this thing.
Yeah?
He's gonna look at that enemy for some reason. And he's gonna go this way. Hit the... Oh, no. He's gonna try again. Alright. Okay, he's... Okay, one more time. He can do it. Oh, alright, okay. He's gonna hit that thing. Did he hit it? Okay, he hit it. Now he's gonna go up. And alright, he did it. He did the thing.
He did it.
Good Boney room.
Yeah, I agree.
So Argick is Joe is going all the way up this platform, and he's got to push these switches and not get hit by death lasers. It's pretty much exactly as much of a pain in the neck as it sounds. But he's just moving through. Quad damaging up. It's the boss. This one can maybe do anything. Nope. It fell down. And Joe's just running to the exit. And the end. And that is a pretty good time.
I'd say so.
Yeah. That was really good.
Got the 30, that's pretty good. Need to see how he did in the main race, but I don't think it was much faster. Yeah, just a minute faster, a minute and 3 seconds. That's pretty good. This is an easy game to rust in, so.
Yeah, especially since if you just forget like where you're supposed to rocket jump or supposed to, like, it's because everything looks the same. You don't even get that like, oh, I remember what this room looks like. I'm supposed to do this here. Everything is the same almost.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to do that.
Yeah, you don't just have to keep up with mechanics, but you need to play it enough to just remember where you're going. Pretty good. Argick might be finishing up here. Either way, we'll let him do what he wants to do. Maybe try to figure out what game he wants to play next, because he has a couple options here. Let's see, what were the games in the pool?
Well,
Just Mega Man 3.
there's Mega Man
True.
3.
There is.
And there's also some game you may have heard of, Boney. It's called Wipeout XL. I don't know if you've heard of that game.
Oh, is that the game where you run into a lot of walls?
Yes, that's it.
I don't think that's the game. I think you're supposed to not hit walls.
No, I think it's the one you run into walls. Yeah.
Only if you're not playing well, though.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Okay. All right, we're on the same page.
But what happens if the wall isn't there, even though you ran into it?
I don't know. We might find out soon.
No. I believe we're going to play Mega Man 3 next.
Okay.
Calling it.
Okay.
I hope so.
Calling my shot.
I'd like to see it.
And then Alpha's going to commentate all of it.
That's
but
the
you're
real
here.
Why don't you just teach Alpha how to commentate it?
I mean, he partially did. I learned most about that
true.
game by watching him commentate that GDQ run.
Okay. That's true. That's a good
When
point.
did I commentate a GDQ run of Mega Man 3?
It may have just been that you were on the couch or whatever and just saying things.
Okay. You were commentating in spirit.
Okay.
I don't know. I watched all of them recently as I was like beating them after playing the Legacy Collection. So you were in most of those videos.
I guess that happens. I do like Mega Man.
Now, let's try to predict what we'll see, though. Let's see some guesses in chat. It's either Wipeout or Mega Man. That's established. But
I'm kind of hoping for some Mega Man because I don't really see it showing up again.
Yeah, this is probably the best opportunity.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I'm feeling Mega Man.
I don't know, that may come into play later on, like towards the end of the tournament, when like people have to pretty much ban everybody else's like good games and just like take a chance on a game they're not as good as.
Yeah.
I think Ramses is free to ban whatever he wants, so I think
Well,
what he banned today is what he's going to continue banning.
At least Kirby.
Yeah, at least Kirby.
Unless he really pulled the long con. Yeah. I like to see that.
He's gonna let it
that'd be
finals.
sick.
He's gonna world record Kirby in front of everyone.
Yeah, just feigning a lack of experience until he plays Joe or someone in the finals. Oh, that'd be cool. I'd respect that. I'd respect the heck out of that.
Yeah, I'll say the Mega Man 3 points for the race are very deceptive because a lot of like similar to Super Mario Brothers 1, like a lot of like people that are already good at the game join the race. So like, anybody who won the game in a week was not going to finish anywhere near the top. So people think it's their bad game when in reality I don't think so.
Yeah,
but like relatively speaking.
Yeah. That and Mario for sure. And even some others, but not quite to the extent of those.
Yeah. But it could also just be they prefer to play, other games. But yeah, no, it's probably gonna be Wipeout. So I'm hoping for a Mega Man 3. I want more than once in the entirety of the playoffs. That's what I want. Yeah. First I wanted once, now I'm dreaming.
Yeah, but it was given to you by People's Champ Some Girl.
It was.
Who wanted to give the fans what they wanted.
Well, also maybe Argick doesn't want to give it to StJoe because StJoe actually got to play it in the match against some girl. So he's a little bit more practiced, maybe.
Or maybe Argick knows because of how well he played against how well Joe played against some girl that he can just completely body Joe in Mega Man 3, and so he's gonna go with that.
All right, I like it.
This is why I like our system because we're talking about this stuff.
Exactly.
It's so cool.
I mean, we had a lot of surprises during week 1.
Yeah.
We had Just Defend. I believe the surprise Ninja 5-0 was a big part of why he won.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. I'm just happy people liked Ninja 5-0 as much as they did. It's a really fun game.
Yeah.
What I've seen more of than I expected to in the playoffs.
I've seen Quake more than I expected to in playoffs, and that's been here twice.
Yeah, that's probably about on par with what I expected. I knew it would be more than 0. We did see everything at least once already, so that's good.
Yeah.
That was the real goal.
So we have a little Mile in chat, one of our competitors from last week. Not a fan of Ninja 5-0.
It's a tough one.
It is. Little Mile, unfortunately, was on the losing end of the match between Just Defend and himself.
No, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more Princess Remedy, but I think it's just because everyone is convinced that everyone is just racing Remedy like non-stop because it's really fun. And
yeah, definitely. Remedy also had by far the most active channel on the Discord. Yeah. People are still talking about that game.
I hope someone like races it today because yesterday ACMLM put in this really cool chart into that channel about damages and how like your body does more damage to certain enemies and how many shots everything takes. And it's just a really cool piece of information that we all kind of knew, but no one really paid attention to.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we need a Remedy tournament. There are like 10 goals in that game that we could use. A new goal every round.
As long as you don't make us do like Master 101%, because we'll be there for a while.
That's Grand Finals.
Insanely hard to do. The game
Grand Finals.
Yeah, you take more damage than you do in hard mode, and you move 33% faster, and the bullets move 33% faster, and everything is 33% faster.
Or we can just do Master, and you do the fake category where you don't pick up any optional upgrades.
Oh no,
that's the one.
Low percent.
I think that would let us skip some think it would let us skip some terrible fights because of enough hard pickups on the ground, but I think you can only skip like 3 fights total in the game, so it's still terrible and just slow. As Argick is moving along, pushing these computer bits in.
He's almost done though. Pretty close.
Yeah. Pretty close.
It's the boss, I think, or is there one more little section here?
I really wish I knew the answer to that question.
I think I actually know, but we'll see.
Well, are you gonna tell everyone?
Well, I think this is the boss. Am I wrong?
Let's go with it.
All right. Only one way to find out. This level, then the boss. Darn, so close.
Pika Pal's record holder for Princess Remedy wondering why anybody would ban Remedy.
Poor Pika, never gonna play Remedy in playoffs. Too good. That's what happens when you get too good at a game. You don't get to play it.
Yeah, you got to do it in secret instead of everybody who was just giving away all our strats. I want to see more bottom left spider from people. That's the real goal. I was really happy that in my race I was able to get that as quickly as I did. It's so cool to show off.
All right, here we go. This is the one.
Yeah. And because of his settings, I can't really tell if he has quad. I'm assuming he has quad damage on because of how quick the boss just fell over. Oh my god, that's a bullet. We didn't see those earlier.
A rare sight.
As there we go, just waiting for the end. Congratulations to Argick.
All right, and we will find out what our second game is momentarily here. Argick's choice, and Mega Man does not have its day today. Well, it's not this race.
He could win. He could win.
Yeah.
He could. It's very true.
Joe could just, not really want to play Wipeout that bad and just doesn't do anything.